Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Daire McLeod, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Daire McLeod about season 3 of Ghostwriter on AppleTV+. We're also talking about her single that she released in November. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, it's so great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. I mean, it's exciting because we're talking Ghostwriter, so the acting, we're talking music. You had a single that released on November 4th that people can listen wherever they listen to music. Did it kind of just happen that you did both, or were you hoping it was going to happen?
I was really hoping that they were going to kind of come out at the same time because I was already looking forward to Ghostwriter like for months. We had filmed it in 2021.
Yep.
So I was already like the anticipation and just me trying to keep it a secret from all of my friends and most of my family was killing me. I literally was just, I think I told a couple people and I was like, you got to keep it on the down low. Like nobody knows.
I know, it's pretty crazy. How much did you know though when you're cast about Ghostwriter? Like, did you know that it would be like its own thing, like new characters? Because every season's different, right? Did you know that it was like based on the show that was out in the 90s? Like, how much did you know about the project?
Well, I already had watched the first 2 seasons of the Apple TV show.
Yep.
So I was already watching those, and it happened to be that I auditioned for it, and I didn't even know what it was. Like, the project name was a secret project name, and when we were binge watching the first 2 seasons, we were watching the behind the scenes, which happened to show a clapboard that had the secret project name on it, like midway through the auditions. So for like half of them, I had no idea what the project was. And I was just like, whenever I figured out it was Ghostwriter, and the serendipity of that moment was just crazy. And I don't even know how I didn't get it, because I literally was watching it at the same time, and the script I was reading, my scene was one of them with the scarecrow.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I didn't connect the dots looking back, but maybe it's just because I thought I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way.
Can you also imagine if like the name that because they sometimes give you like untitled project or something. Can you imagine if like what it was given was something that was so obvious, but you didn't put it together? Can you imagine, Daire, if it was like,
yeah.
Can you imagine if it was like Ghoul Typer?
That would be so funny. Or like, that would be like Google Docs, Google Docs.
Can you imagine? And then it's kind of like, oh my God, like, of course, Ghostwriter, like that would have been amazing. I think my favorite thing about this show, and I'm wondering if this was one of your favorite things about working on this show, is, edutainment is really important to me. I love being able to kind of watch a show, have a good time, but also learn. Like when I was growing up, that was like the best thing, because you have these laugh out loud moments with all these kid shows, and you would actually like pick up things here and there. So how important was that for you to be part of a show for a younger audience and generation that will have a good time but also learn things? How important is edutainment to Daire McLeod?
Well, I think it's amazing that we're able to combine something like education and entertainment together, because it's entercation. That's what it is.
Entertainment, yeah.
Yeah. And it was really cool to be a part of a project that I knew was going to make a difference, not only by inspiring people in more social topics, but also inspiring kids to read more. Because I've always been a very enthusiastic, avid reader. And I started my own charity that is called Daire McLeod. I'm currently partnering with a charity called Love Heals Youth that is helping to provide help and resources to kids in foster homes, which is going to be really, really exciting. And we've already gathered over 100 books from my premiere down here. And it was incredible that I got to experience being in a show that could shed some light on things that I'm passionate about, but also just inspire kids to be the best versions of themselves.
Which is so well said. I love that. Did you know that? You said that about the scarecrow and everything, so you knew about that a little bit. But
Yeah.
when did it kind of start to sink in that like your season was going to be about the Wizard of Oz? Like, is it when you get there? Because some of it is like, effects and everything. So maybe when you're filming, you're not thinking about it. But when did it like officially clue in that it was like about the Wizard of Oz?
So when I think it hit me, it was like when I watched the trailer and I was able to see all of the characters because like you said, it's a lot of it was CGI.
Yeah.
And we were having to tape and tennis balls and we had one head. It was yeah, we had a literal foam lion head that he was our CGI director. He created it for us. His name's Terry. We love Terry. He created a CGI, like not CGI, but like a big lion foam head, and we would have to act off that sometimes.
Did anyone ask to keep the head for like a keepsake or anything?
We should have, and we didn't. So that was a missed opportunity. And but I think the coolest thing is that we made for little Ralph because we had a little Ralph model as well.
Yes.
Like all of the crew, they had like a little art DIY project and it was so cute. They made Ralph his own filming set. So he had like a camera and he had the boom mic and it was just so amazing. But yeah, like you said, it was definitely, it sunk in whenever you started kind of realizing and really seeing what was going to happen, because I would sometimes see what they were doing with CGI like in the moment, and we would be able to watch it and go, oh my gosh, this is really cool.
Yeah, I know. Because sometimes it's funny because we interview a lot of like people from horror movies on this show, right? And a lot of them, they don't know what they're really doing. Like they have a feeling because they read the script, but then like, and I always thought that was the coolest thing, right? And then you see like you like interacting with like a lion, and you're just like, wait a second, like I did that, like that.
Yeah, it was just crazy because we would look at this, and we had really not a very good idea of what these characters would look like. So it was pretty much all up to what they were wanting to do. It could be like Ralph would be a gray mouse or something completely random that none of us thought about. It could have completely changed from start to finish. So seeing that finished product and being like, I didn't think about that. It was really cool. Like
100%.
especially during the rainbow episodes, like when we had to do the shape shifting, it was so fun to film because we would be acting to ourselves, and we would like stand in each other's spots and have to try and memorize and the mannerisms and characteristics of the other characters. So that was a really fun episode.
Man,
but seeing it all like come together was
Ghostwriter
cool.
was one of my favorites growing up, PBS, and then there was also like I used to watch The Magic School Bus, which was like one of my favorites growing up.
Magic School Bus.
It's so funny. God. That one literally is like Magic School Bus, Arthur, like those shows are like, I have so much fun with them and I learned so much that I still like remember the episode of Magic School Bus where it was about friction. And it was like when they were playing baseball, hitting the ball and sort of, I know. I used
Oh my gosh, literally Magic School Bus and all of those shows on PBS like Ghostwriter and so on and so forth, they taught me so much. Like I still remember half of the episodes that I watched and I'm like, oh, this is how photosynthesis works. Okay.
Yes. And the thing is, it's like, and this is kind of my next question too. I mean, it becomes evergreen content. Like all episodes of season 3 are streaming now on Apple TV Plus, and it's like, you're going to be working on other projects and everything, and then people are going to be able to access your season and learn in a couple of years. Like, it's cool that it's going to be there and have no shelf life, right?
Right. I think whenever I showed my friends and I was finally able to kind of watch it with my friends, because I really held off until I got home, because I was like, you know what? I got to stay and I'm not going to watch it until my entire family can watch it with me. So it was just being able to be in a theater and just stream it with my friends and my family and seeing everybody's reaction and being like, oh my gosh, that's you. It's like just baffling.
It's so crazy. We'll shift gears a little bit and talk about some music. When you kind of officially like announce that you're going to put a song out. So like your single, I believe, came out November 4th and people could listen to it now. It's a weird feeling though, right? When like you're like recording something and you establish like a release date and it's yours until November 4th, where you're like putting it out to the world and it's kind of out of your hands. Like, isn't it a weird feeling?
It is such a strange feeling. It's almost like it's like a baby bird because you're just like, I hope you win. Like you just toss it out into the world and you're just
that
hoping
is such a good comparison. So good.
It's really cool though to hear it on my car and then just seeing it on like it's just like wow.
And it's really like it's the easiest way for you to like promote it. Like when you're ever out somewhere or like you're at a mall or someone's like, oh, you're a singer, like we're gonna listen to your song. You're literally like anywhere you listen to music, it's there, right?
Yeah. I wrote Hey Honey when I was around that was like one of the first songs I wrote on the guitar, which was around 13. So that song has definitely been brewing for the past like 2 years.
And sometimes they just sit there and then one day you're like, okay, we got to put this out there for sure.
I always use the term collecting dust because it's no point in them sitting there just doing nothing instead of like inspiring people all over the world when you can do that. It's
obviously when people kind of listen to your music, there are, a lot of like pop elements, dance. There's a lot of that there, but there is a lot of genre bending happening in music these days. So I'm just curious, for someone who records music and listens to a lot of music, what do you think about a lot of the genre bending happening in music these days, Daire, where people are throwing a lot of different elements in it? What do you think about it?
I really love it. I think it's so revolutionary because it also gives so much freedom for artists because you're not having to just be like, okay, well, if I sound a lot like Britney Spears, I have to make Britney Spears music, or if I sound a lot like Taylor Swift, I have to make Taylor Swift music. It's more if you have inspirations like me. I have so many musical influences and they're all over the place.
Yep.
And I've always been taught to appreciate and value all different types of music. So it's always been a weird question when people ask me, well, what do you want to make? Like what type of music are you? And I'm like, do I have to pick? I mean, I can do as much as I want.
There's so many, you don't really have, like, they're kind of thrown out the window. I feel like it's just one of those things where you're just going to start writing and you're going to put the instrumental on it. Cause I think the vocals, I think sometimes even if people say no, I feel like you always have like a genre or a sound in mind when you're writing the lyrics. Do you agree with me on that a little bit? Like,
yeah, definitely.
But then like once you get in the studio and think of like, the instrumentals and everything, that's where I feel like it becomes like different genres and stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I've actually written multiple songs. I'm a big songwriter, singer, musician. So I write songs some days and I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling Amy Winehouse or Aretha Franklin funk, or I'm feeling like it's a matter of I feel where my inspiration will take me because of that imagination in the music.
Are you looking forward to going to see the Whitney Houston movie, I Want to Dance with Somebody? Because that's going to be an experience for sure.
Whitney is an icon. She's incredible. Whitney has always been actually, I think, truly, she is one of the greatest vocalists ever.
Yep.
Point blank.
No argument there. Yeah. One of the best. Yeah, no, that one's coming out, I believe, Friday, which is crazy, right before the holidays. So, yeah, so that's gonna be in theaters, and no, it's really cool about the genre bending. I'm the same way though. If you like my Spotify Wrapped, like it's so
all over the place. I don't know.
It's so all over the place and so many different. One thing is like I really listen to music from all around the world. Like that was the thing I took from my rap this year. Like I have artists from Norway, Japan. I have artists from Iceland, like everywhere, which is crazy.
I'm gonna need you to send me some playlists.
There's so many good things out there that Spotify has it covered, I feel like, with all the international playlists and everything. And like they have global artists and there's stuff from all over the place. But it's so crazy to see like how, and it's the same thing with content, right? Like people from a lot of countries in the world get to watch you on Ghostwriter, which is like crazy to think about, right?
Mm-hmm, definitely. I mean, whenever I go into film, whenever I go to record something, I always try to think about the listeners or the watchers or the people who are just experiencing it, because it's vital that I can change their lives possibly
Yeah.
with something that I've done. So if I create a song like Hey Honey and I can make someone feel happy or dance or create a core memory inside of them to that song, like I have with some other songs, or bond a family together through my show and have moments of like popcorn and fun and things like that. That's why I do what I do, because I want to change the world.
Absolutely. No, so well said. I think that's the best part about being a storyteller, the impact and everything. Daire, so great catching up with you, chatting with you. This was so great. Thank you so much for joining me on Popternative.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm so glad that I got to talk to you.
Yeah.
And you were so fast.
No, I really, really appreciate that. So yeah, to sum up all the plugs, season 3 of Ghostwriter is available now on AppleTV Plus, so you can check that out. Your single, Hey Honey, is available wherever you listen to music, basically, right? Spotify, Apple Music, right? Wherever. And
everywhere.
your Instagram account, is it just your name, or is it like Daire.McLeod? Like, what's the Instagram so that people can keep up to date with?
Daire, DAIRE _ MCLEOD. Daire McLeod.
Awesome. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Look out for Daire McLeod on season 3 of Ghostwriter on Apple TV Plus, and her new single is available now to stream. Until next time, this is Daire and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.